The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello, this is TVWAN News. Thanks for joining us. In this edition, reasons behind hosting conferences, Fiji Bati primed for cooks, and Turuva and Bola to shine. The Mountain Area Medical Airlift, or MAMA Foundation, is in the will soon purchase a helicopter approach path indicator, lighting system, and other related equipment. Chuka Industries saw the need for more assistance and increased its usual funding to 120,000 kina this year. The installment of the Happy would be the first for any helicopter company in PNG. Chuka Industries CEO Alan Preston described this sponsorship as a sustainable partnership under the company's core value of health within its corporate social responsibility program. Chuka Industries has been supporting Mama Foundation for 6 years now. Mama Foundation's Jurgen Rowe said the Happy system would enable improvements in safety during bad weather and night operations. Big investments move our country. This is why the Papua New Guinea Chamber of Mines and Petroleum hosts mining and investment conferences outside of the country.
The Papua New Guinea Chamber of Mines and Petroleum hosts mining and investment conferences outside of PNG in an effort to gather multi-million kina investors and those who are already operating in the country together to create partnerships and present PNG as an investor-friendly environment. While local business conferences and SME meetings are equally important for economic growth, the PNG Chamber of Mines President Anthony Smare said it is big investments that move our country. He drew attention to the 16th PNG Mining and Petroleum Investment Conference that was held in Sydney last year, where all the investors who had billions of dollars of investments in PNG were there.
One of them had over $1 billion invested in Papua New Guinea. We then had a dinner where we had people responsible for 80 billion kina of new investment into PNG over the next 3 years were sitting around a table with the Prime Minister and having a targeted conversation about it. So that's the way we do these things. So let me now talk about what we're doing here in Asia. So it's clear that Asia, and particularly China, is our most important investment and trade partner as a region. And it's outstripped, in terms of trade, Asia has outstripped every other region in the world in terms of trading with us, and particularly China. Hong Kong, in particularly, we have a relationship that goes over 100 years. Because when the first European occupation came into Papua New Guinean settlements, they were accompanied by workers that came in from Hong Kong and Canton. And those workers then gave birth to our mercantile class because they left the service of the colonial administrators and they went and set up businesses. And that's how the great PNG Chinese third and fourth generation families that have helped build our country, that's where they all came from. The Wongs, the Sitos, the Yips, the Chants, the Stuckies.
With the successful conclusion of the inaugural PNG Asia Investment Conference on Tuesday, the 17th of October in Hong Kong, Smare said PNG entrepreneurs now have the opportunity to list their companies on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, which is one of the largest markets in Asia, with over 2,500 listed companies by the end of November 2022. Kamila Guare, TV1 News.
Hundreds of audio Bibles were supplied to remote areas of Papua New Guinea through the partnership between Mission Aviation Fellowship, or MAF, and Fellowship of National Bible Churches, FNBC. This is an initiative by FNBC, who is conducting comprehensive studies to people in remote areas about God's Word using the Plan in Post chronological teaching available through the audio Bible. About 170 locals from Nandani, Okainawa, and Yavaipo villages in Minyamya and Bulolo districts participated in this program and were baptized. FNBC missionary and Plan in Post facilitator Pastor Robert Hane shared that the ministry is in its infant stages and the collaboration with MAF Technologies will greatly help to extend this work further. This is TV1 News. We'll have news from abroad when we come back. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy paid units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Enjoy life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Hot in talk, young or old, a scale race, family meal with home. We'll bring out the smiles, cause it's our favorite from us. Sandy Sicola, scale rise, on scale price. Sandy Sicola, scale rise, on scale price. Amber, you like it?
Hiya, Mama. You wait time, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaroke up a big smile on face. Time for kimchi and a great fumu too. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Ton, 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 hino, ton, ton.
If you can't stop thinking about the Hino range of trucks, then you better drive one today. Hino.
Ton, ton.
Right across the nation, we eat snacks crackers. Emi Trupla. All get a young planalapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no PNG, one time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
Never miss a moment. Instant breaking and local news delivered direct to you. Read anytime from anywhere. Download the Loop PNG News app today. Available now on Google Play Store and the App Store.
Welcome back. A member of Parliament and 16 others are lucky to be alive after the light plane they were flying lost power over a lake on the Bellarine Peninsula. Forced to make an emergency landing shortly after takeoff, just north of Barwon Heads Airport, the skydivers on board cannot believe they've lived to tell tale.
Paul Edbrook lying in a Geelong hospital bed in a neck brace, lucky to be alive.
Today, I think I just witnessed a miracle.
The Frankston MP and 16 others all surviving the crash landing of a skydiving flight gone wrong.
To actually crash and have 17 people walk out of there, I reckon that's as close to a miracle as I'm ever going to see.
Mr Edbrook says the Cessna Caravan carrying a pilot and 16 skydivers lost power shortly after takeoff at 8 a.m. from Barwon Heads Airport over Lake Conowari. Within 25 seconds, the light aircraft was on the ground on the opposite shore.
This pilot just showed, I think, amazing skill being able to, I think we skipped over the water or crashed onto the water and then onto land and left the landing gear there.
Most were able to get themselves out of the aircraft. Paul, still in disbelief, praised the actions of the pilot when things went south.
When the engine failed, I looked around and I saw the pilot actively trying to sort out the problem. There was no panic there.
The 44-year-old, an avid skydiver and a former firefighter, is bruised and scratched. Paramedics treated more than a dozen at the scene. 7 in total were taken to hospital, 4 with serious injuries.
As you would imagine, when we hear a plane crash, we always think the worst, and particularly with 17 patients on board. So I think this time we've been extremely lucky.
Police and the Australian Transport Safety Bureau are now both investigating. In the meantime, with family at his bedside, Paul is already plotting his return to Parliament and to the skies.
In my mind, yeah, I'll be skydiving, and it could even be next weekend. This wasn't a skydiving issue. This was a light aircraft issue.
Thousands of people have gathered in central Sydney to show their support for Palestinians trapped in Gaza.
The crowd is loud and passionate. This is the square next to Sydney's Town Hall. As you can see, it is a sea of red, white, green and black. There are thousands of people here. This protest is authorised. These protesters have approval to march from Town Hall towards Belmore Park. We've heard chanting, we've heard prayers. The organisers are rallying the crowd. They've also warned protesters that anti-Semitic chants won't be tolerated, and neither will flag burning, and they're calling for discipline in this protest and to have a unified voice and send a message to the world, and that message is that they want an end to the war in Israel, an end to the bombings of Gaza, an end to the blockade. They talk about a feeling of helplessness here on the other side of the world, seeing the terrible images from Gaza. Many people here, of course, have loved ones, many of them on the Gaza Strip. So the passions are really running high here. It is pretty noisy. The crowd is getting revved up. There are chants, and this is just beginning. The speeches have just begun. And this group will be marching shortly through the city towards Belmore Park.
The Act will be the first jurisdiction in Australia where personal drug possession is no longer treated as a crime. Rather than facing a criminal charge, people caught with small amounts of heroin, ice and cocaine will be cautioned, issued a $100 fine, or referred to a counselling program.
Packing hampers for her clients, Louise Hughes is proof of the power of compassion.
My parents died when I was quite young, so I kind of somewhat had to just survive, you know, and that's the avenue I took with not a lot of guidance or like parental figures in my life, and yeah, so that kind of got out of control very quickly.
Louise's children were removed. So after multiple attempts to shake her methamphetamine habit, she moved from Sydney to Canberra for residential rehabilitation.
Just got so much training and so much support, and I wasn't judged for my past, and I could relate with my other peers.
Louise now has one of her children back and uses her experience to help others.
I call it my superpower because I can really connect in with a client when they've got or they're going through that process.
Had she become entangled in the criminal justice system, Louise thinks she'd be worse off. Under the ACT's new laws, people caught with small amounts of drugs will be more likely to face a support worker than a magistrate.
That is a 1 hour, it can either be face-to-face or telehealth, where the drug and alcohol staff member and the person who's received the simple drug offence notice will explore things like their current drug use, their history of drug use, ways in which they can minimise harm, and also explore their readiness for change through counselling and other means.
Police will then be notified the person is compliant and they can be referred to other support programs. Those organisations have waiting lists for vacancies, but they say help can always be offered.
We're not expecting an influx of demand. A diversion notice is already an option available for the police, so we're expecting the demand to remain quite steady.
Some, including senior police, fear a rise in crime and addiction as seen in some overseas jurisdictions where drugs have already been decriminalised. But even the ACT's top cop agrees a different approach is needed.
Addiction needs to be treated as a health issue. It is not a law enforcement issue.
Comparisons to other jurisdictions are somewhat misguided. The ACT and its culture is very different to that of Portugal as it is to the west coast of America.
The politician behind the new law insists investment in support has grown and can be scaled.
We know that spending money in the criminal justice system has really low bang for buck. Spending money on the front lines to help people through the alcohol and other drug sector is money that will help people, and it's well spent.
It's just about taking that first step, yeah, and having those conversations with someone and saying, I'm not doing okay. It's okay to ask for help.
Shaking stigma, a crucial step.
One of Australia's most famous rocks appears to be changing colour. A wall built for water harvesting on Wave Rock is being blamed for changing the appearance of the West Australian tourist attraction.
Wave Rock in Hyden is 2.7 billion years old. The 15-metre high, uniquely shaped monolith attracts visitors from across the globe.
There is a wall up on top, and the wall was built after the Second World War, and the wall's purpose is to collect the runoff from the top of the rock. But before that wall was built, the water, when it rained, the wave would become a huge waterfall.
Noongar guide Michael Ward says the rainwater brings out the orange in the rock, but sections where the water is diverted turn dark. Over millennia, water has played a part in forming and colouring the rock, also known as Catachech by Aboriginal Australians.
The water became stagnant in here, or this whole area in here was waterlogged, and so the water became very corrosive, and it allowed the water, well, the water in here is very corrosive, the water pressure is pushing back against the granite, the water from above is coming down, and the water here is pushing it back into the inside.
It's a significant place for Indigenous Australians.
It's very unique and you know, it's sacred, yeah. A lot of things are, and there's certainly some sacred areas, more sacred areas around here, but there was never been any artwork on the face.
But there are artworks in the area surrounding the rock, and that inspires more art.
So part of it is like the product is connecting on country, but the other part of it is allowing people to come to the gallery and do art, and a space for me to be able to be creative.
A creative connection to country, encouraging others to visit this colourful part of the world.
You're watching TVWAN News. Sports is next. Stay tuned.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
When you're spending time with family, when you've got a big day ahead, when you have given it all you've got, when you're putting on a feast, that's when you want the best. That's when you want flame rice. New flame rice. Win him, Olgeta.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in Milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in Milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Buying PNG made.
Hey, you want talk? Want to win one of 4 Costa buses? Simply collect 6 SP Lager Red promo caps and enter the draw at a participating store near you. There are heaps of other great prizes to win too, like SP Hunters jerseys and other awesome SP Lager gifts. So enter the draw today for a chance to win. There's a bus to be won in Islands, Southern, Momase, and in New Guinea Islands. SP Lager, Bungim Yumi!
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Hennau, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
Welcome back. Fiji Bati is ready to come out firing with all guns blazing when they kick off their Pacific Championships campaign tomorrow against an unstrengthened Cook Islands I2 side at the Santos National Football Stadium. Cooks, however, cannot be underestimated, though some key changes were made to their lineup after last week's heavy loss to PNG.
Fiji Bati head coach Waise Kativerata is excited for his first international gig in the Pacific Championships when Fiji face off with Cook Islands I2 tomorrow. He's been impressed with the energy that the boys bring into the team. Coach Waise was caretaker for the World Cup team before he was confirmed for the top job.
And during the World Cup, I came in as a caretaker. I was lucky enough to get this job. So I just got a vision to develop this squad towards 2026. So we got a few players in NRL, they coming to the end, so I need to build from the bottom up. Don't look at PNG or Cook Islands at the moment. It's a young squad, we need to focus on ourselves, work on our defence. We can score points anyway, but we need to keep them level-headed, play up-front football, and see what we can come up at the back of it.
While the Fiji side is balanced with youth and experience, Coach Waise's main vision is to build the next generation for the 2026 Rugby League World Cup. The boys are gelling well, while the main focus is on themselves, not Cook Islands or PNG at the moment, making sure they stay level-headed, play up-front football and work on their defence.
I wish I got 1% of his energy because he's always up and up live. Penrith will tell you that. Me, I always get excited coming. Coach just to hang around with him. Bulla is a kid, gifted. You can't teach what Bulla got. That's something special. You know, I was happy and lucky enough to call him myself, and he said he's happy to play for Fiji than New Zealand. So the energy they bring is second to none.
Coach also excited to see exciting young guns Sunia Turuva and Dream Bulla gelling well, and can't wait to see them showcase their skill and speed tomorrow. Meanwhile, opposing coach and former Brisbane Broncos star Carmichael Hunt is not shying away from his side's heavy loss to the Kumuls last week, admitted it wasn't a decided start and outcome they were hoping for, but the team have regrouped well and ready to go again against Bati tomorrow.
Wins and losses, it was definitely a disappointing start, but I think having 6 debutants, having another tomorrow, I think it's going to pay off in the long run for us developmentally, but absolutely looking forward to a better performance against Fiji. And as I just said, the boys have trained really well all week.
Cooks are ready to embrace a challenge from a strong Fiji outfit. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
Fiji Bati sensational duo Penrith Panthers rising winger Sunia Turuva and West Tigers prodigy fullback Jeriam Bulla are expected to light up the Santos National Football Stadium tomorrow when they run out for Fiji against Cook Islands in Week 2 of the Pacific Championships. Turuva, coming off a remarkable 2023 season, winning the grand final with the Panthers, also picked up the Dally M Rookie of the Year. Jeriam, despite Tigers finishing the year at the bottom of the cellar, was the Tigers' best and the club's Rookie of the Year award.
The injection of Turuva and Bula to the Fiji Bati lineup brings a whole new dimension to Fiji's attacking flair and shape, especially on the edges. Both rising stars have raised a lot of eyebrows in 2023 with breakout seasons for the respective clubs. The incredible form this year has paid dividend, getting a call-up from Fiji new coach Waise Kativirata. For Penrith winger Turuva, this is his second time to don the blue jumper after making his debut at the 2022 Pacific Cup against Kumuls in Townsville, and really embracing and enjoying the bonding and Fiji culture.
After a couple of weeks off of footy, just good to refresh and just get the mind and the body right for tomorrow's game. No, 100%, 100%. Faith and family is a massive thing for myself. So when I go out tomorrow, there's a lot of people that I'll be playing for. So, and just in terms of the camp, it's been going well. Just a lot of hymns, laughs, as you'd imagine. So no, it's been going well so far.
Turuva is also humbled to be playing alongside fellow Fijian rookie Bula, which has been a real blessing.
The rookie of the year should have went to him. So, but yeah, to touch the go out there tomorrow, play the game with him. It'll be pretty mad. He's got a whole heap of talent and he's a very humble guy. So it should be mad.
For Tigers, Wizkid Bula, who's of Samoan, Fijian and New Zealand heritage, and eventually aligning with his Fiji heritage. Although it's a culture shock for Bula, getting used to his Fiji side, is loving the experience at the moment.
Yeah, I'm excited, especially to play along this guy, Sunia, and all the NRL players. Everything's been going well. All the boys are connected. Yeah, everyone's been good. Yeah, it is. I'm still learning my Fijian culture, but I'm having fun at the same time.
Both youngsters are in the Bati starting lineup with Turuva on the wing and Bula at fullback. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
And now the regional forecast for the next 24 hours. In region, isolated showers and thunderstorms. Momase region and New Guinea Islands, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Highlands region, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with areas of rain drizzles than scattered morning fog. And that's it for TV1 News. Pleasant viewing. Bye for now.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.